Welcome, everybody, to Too Legit to Crit, a tabletop role-playing podcast made for adventurers who keep fighting even when the world is going to hell. Yeah.
So I live in America, for listeners who don't know, if you couldn't tell from the voice. My country is fucking...
But my name is Juan Santana, and with me, as always, is my
Atlas.
voice of reason, Atlas.Ursa.
Yes. I don't know, voice of reason. When did I get that title?
I mean, to be fair, you're the sensible one out of the both of us.
Okay, I'll take it.
I don't think you have a choice.
That's fair.
I don't think it's something that you can argue and kind of go, no, I'm just as insane as you are. No, you're really not.
Oh no. I'm more gremlin than thou, but what the hell? Okay. Anyways, I haven't had coffee in days. So this is my first cup, and I'm sharing it with all of our lovely viewers and listeners and our family.
Well, enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy your coffee, and hopefully you're bouncing around and you are, as unpredictable as always.
As always. How have you been? I missed last week. I'm so bummed. We had Justin on the show, and it was Father's Day. How was your Father's Day? Was it good?
Father's Day was amazing. I took the kids out. We didn't do much. We just went into Burger King, had a wander.
That's amazing.
Down the seafront, on the beach and whatnot. And they absolutely loved it. I got my Father's Day presents.
What'd you get?
I got a bunch of socks. I got One Piece socks from my son, who's very into One Piece. I got Spider-Man socks from my daughter, who I'm into Spider-Man apparently. But hey, she chose them.
I mean, okay, here's the thing. As an adult, I would love to get socks. Like, I will never say no to socks. I get excited about socks. One Piece is cool. Spider-Man's cool. So maybe you take it as, like, they see you as their hero or as their pirate. The pirate kid's a bad guy in One Piece, though, right? Like,
I'm happy. I will wear shit like that day in, day out. I'm a nerd. So if they want to buy me One Piece shit, yeah, go for it.
Absolutely.
If they want to buy me Spider-Man shit, I'm all for it. And to be honest, socks a lot of times is the only thing of color that I wear. A lot of times
you don't wear...
Not a lot. I mean, I am... Admittedly, now I'm 43, my wardrobe has become a bit more varied, but I still kind of favor black clothing. But I'll always try wear a colorful pair of socks.
I was always told, like, black clothing goes with everything, black clothing, and that's fine. I did one of those fancy schmancy, like, check your color palette things on, like, what colors you should wear. And guess what? There's the one dark color that I'm really not supposed to wear because it doesn't look good on me.
Black.
Yeah. Maybe I can pull off, but black, it's like, it's too harsh or something because I'm too, like, pale. Which, if you ever saw me in normal lighting, not like my gaming room lighting, I am white and pink. Those are the 2 shades of Atlas. That's it.
Well, fair enough. 2 shades of Atlas. Sounds like a smutty movie.
I should make like a really jokey, like
2 shades of Atlas. That can be a t-shirt. It can be like 2 shades of Atlas, and it can be like a whip and a chain or something like that.
This is a bad idea.
I think it's a great fucking idea. 2 shades of Atlas.
2 shades of Atlas. White and pink. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all the desperate, lonely men that watch this show, they'll fucking love it.
Hey, there we go. None of our viewers are desperate or lonely.
I bet there are more. I bet that we haven't met them yet, but I bet there are some out there that are just...
No, because they can't be lonely.
And they're not here for me.
They're
not here for me.
They might be. You might be. Don't be.
Hey, I'm not even, for people of the same sex and all that, I am not exactly a catch, so no.
Okay, here's the thing, though. Everybody is a type for somebody. Just like, I'm going to bring it right around. Y'all ready for this? Just like different game systems. There's one for everybody.
There we fucking go. And then you've got D&D, which is shit. But anywho, before we get into the actual program, I just want to kind of give a big, just take a moment to kind of prompt everyone to give us a like and a subscribe, so you can keep up to date with everything that we do. Also, check out toolegit2crit.com, where you can find all of our socials, links to our merch store, and even our blog. And also, if you want to help us more directly, we do have a Ko-fi page in which you can either give us a one-time sort of little gift here, or you can actually subscribe and become part of the group of people that help shape this show. So yeah, that's it. I've done my bit. My job is done now, Atlas.
I'm dying simply because, like, and to people who listen and don't watch, you are missing out because half the time John will be saying something in my face. I can't. I have no poker face. My face is very loud, louder than my voice, which is saying a lot. And John's like, oh, give us a lot. And part of me, I'm just like seeing us as little toddlers, like anime toddlers. I'm like, please like us. Like, will you like us? Please like us.
But that is what this whole endeavor is, and it's not just us.
No.
All the fucking creators out there, it's all very much a, can you be my friend?
Yeah, well, that's, to be honest, if I ever go dark, if people are like, "Oh, where's Alice? I don't see her posting anymore. She's quiet." I'm still here. I just sometimes need a break because it's like I just need a break. Like I never really go away 100%. Like if you DM me, I'll be like, "Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm still here." I just need to kind of step away for a hot second, but yeah.
I think especially nowadays, I think there's nothing wrong with stepping away from social media.
Yeah.
Right now, I am spending most of my time on threads, like either blocking or unsubscribing or muting, because
Mhm.
I want threads for a specific purpose.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I can get news feeds anywhere. I don't need
Yeah.
to. So yeah, a lot of it is just,
I get that.
I'd
That's
rather
fair.
look up the news and the horrible state of the fucking world elsewhere.
Speaking of news and horrible state of the world, I my county is in like state of emergency shutdown because of rain. I'm gonna say this nicely, but we had flash flooding, and so no one's really allowed to go anywhere. It's very frustrating for me. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say on the matter. It's very frustrating.
Whereas in the UK, it's a panic because it's hot.
That's hilarious. Are you for real? Do y'all
Yeah,
not
yeah,
normally
it's
get
like,
hot? Like,
it's amber alerts and stuff like that.
oh my god.
I mean, I've grown up in heat,
Yeah.
and that doesn't necessarily mean that I can walk out in 30-degree heat and go, I want to put a jumper on or anything. That's
No,
not what
I
that
get
means.
you.
But what it means is I know how to
Handle
be
it.
careful. I know how to handle it. Whereas the English don't. We
Mm.
get 3, 4, 5 days of summer per fucking year. So when it happens, holy shit, it goes bad. Because everybody wants to cram an entire year's worth of sunbathing into about 5 or 6 fucking days.
Yeah, that's not good for your skin. Although, I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna, and it's gonna be on the internet for forever, so I have to be careful how I word it. Um, I relate to you, John, and you are correct.
Okay, so that's going to be a clip.
I I actually was struggling with this morning, because I come from an area where our state of panic and state of emergency is like very high, very frequent. So our culture was very much so not like, oh, you're not allowed to go outside. It's like, here are the ways to equip yourself to handle this safely. Here is how you handle and work through the situation. And the culture shock of there versus here is very much so like, all right, everybody hunker down and don't go anywhere and do anything. And I'm like, I have life to live. I gotta go get groceries. Like, what do you mean? Like, so I'm trying to be very sensitive and kind of like, okay, like people around here deal with it differently, and that's okay. But oh man, it's even like game. I'm supposed to run game tonight, right? I am running game tonight. I am running game tonight, but I can't go physically to game. We're gonna have to do it remote, which I'm super like. That is one of those things where I was kind of like, okay, thank God for like the days and technology of today's whatever that we can run digitally, because there's a lot of people who can't, and that sucks. Like if I had to actually cancel game tonight, I'd be a very very sad puppy. Like it would not be good.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's been kind of one of the things that has brought this medium up in terms of popularity is the fact
Yeah.
that people can elect to do it from home.
Right.
And I remember when I was a Pathfinder agent, there was I had a lot of problems with the fact that obviously during COVID they were promoting online play. And it was really good. And because of that, their numbers really dramatically rose. But obviously, once everything got lifted, it's like, okay, we're going to just ignore online play now and focus on in person. And I
Right.
was just kind of going, why?
Yeah.
You do have an untapped, or not even untapped, a tapped fucking revenue stream here
Hmm.
that you are now just going to ignore because some people, for whatever reason, either don't want to or can't go to play in person.
Yeah. It's such a weird, I say weird, not in a negative light, but it's such an interesting, there we go. It's such an interesting thing to just kind of perceive the gamers of the world. I was actually in the car with Connell over the weekend and we were driving through a town and he goes, "Look, gamers." I'm like, "You don't know that for sure." And as I'm watching them walk away, I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, actually they are." And we were pretty sure we knew exactly which gaming store they were walking to. But like we actually have a hybrid table because if I had the option, I will always be in person. I love in person. I feel like I can just tap in socially so much better. But at the same time, here's the flip side of that coin. Like because we are hybrid, sometimes it's hard to get that like reaction or that intense like role playing
Hmm.
moment between someone on screen and someone who's not on screen because the person on screen like their face is right here. You see them, like you see all their emotions, all their reactions, whereas if I'm like sitting back there like where Bayer is, that's Bayer,
Hmm.
everybody. If you can't see our screen, I have a giant ass teddy bear in the background.
He
Like if
looks
I'm back
sad.
there, he's not sad. He's chilling with
He's
his homies. He's got his arm
he's
propped up over the girls.
he's seen some shit.
No, no, he has not. I have a blindfold for him.
He looks haunted.
What the hell?
So, speaking of gaming,
Yeah. Yeah, how
ha-
was your gaming week? While I
uh,
get my color back to white.
okay, my gaming week is we didn't game on Monday because I was doing a long shift, so I wasn't able to
Mm,
join.
that
But
sucks.
got back to Delta Green on Wednesday,
Mhm.
and they've had kind of a lull between sort of different arcs. I'm starting to ramp up again, and you can tell that they're shitting themselves,
Oh.
and it is fantastic. So yeah, I'm picking little things. Their whole world is kind of unraveling around
Give
them. And
me an example. I want an example. I don't want vague. Give me an example. I know you got
okay,
possible viewers and the thing. I get that, but
all right. So just this because this isn't massively spoiler.
mhm.
There are things in Delta Green called bonds, which are people or even like close, even if it's pets. But these are bonds that you hold close.
Mhm.
And for Delta Green, that means that you have these bonds to help protect you from sanity loss.
Mhm.
But they're also there to kind of flesh out your character and give your character a lot more realistic and tangible
Yeah.
backstory.
Mhm.
So one of them placed a call to his girlfriend, and during the call, he noticed something strange about her. And the more the conversation went on, it was almost like someone was whispering answers to her.
Oh.
And this is his girlfriend. This is the person that he's been with for X amount of years.
Whoops.
That it sounded, but even like whenever a question got a bit personal, there was a
Mhm.
delay, and it's like you hear whispering, and then she answered. So what he did, he arranged a meet with her. So the meeting took place, and it was not his girlfriend. It was someone who had a strong resemblance, same build, same hair color, same eye color. Everything was similar but
But
different.
different. There it is.
And yeah, so he took a big sanity loss on that one.
That I have too many trust issues for that. Like I even in game, like in normal game where it's not supposed to fuck with your head. If a tense situation starts happening, I'll start laughing. I cope with humor and laughter and giggles. And my GM,
Mm.
Connell, gets pissed at it all the time. He's like, "Can you please be serious?" I'm like, "No, because you put me in a tense situation, I'm gonna laugh. Like you should know this by now." Like
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try something that we haven't done. I'm gonna
oh
start
no.
showing clippets from the chat
From the
because I
oh
can do that.
I
If
mean,
I hit
the
show on
chat
stream,
can see the chat.
so
Yeah, I saw
so
that.
Curly says, "Blindfold the Bear," Chapter 3 of Two Shades of Atlas. And I think that's fucking phenomenal.
I thought
That'll
it
be the T-shirt. It'll be the bear with a blindfold,
was...
and it'll be
No!
Two Shades of Atlas.
Why is this a thing? I'm supposed to be the voice of reason.
That's good. Yeah, the Two Shades of Atlas right now, until something else comes, that's going to be, I won't say episode title, but it's definitely going to be on the fucking thumbnail.
All right. We'll come up with something better. I'll think about it. I'll really like hone something in and be like, yeah, no, that thing right there is a thing for the thing with the thing.
I know. And now I've found out I could show the chat on stream. I've got a new
You're gonna
toy
have so
to
much
play
fun.
with.
Yeah. Someone give John a toy. That's what's gonna be now. Oh my gosh. So is that your whole gaming? Is that it? Or...
That was my gaming week this week. However, last week, because we
Mhm.
haven't seen each other in a couple of weeks,
Yeah, right.
I finally finished Abomination Vaults. Fuck
How'd that
Pathfinder.
go?
Really?
Please don't. I feel like you might get paper cuts and like I don't.
I don't know. It's just 3
sticky
actions per
pages.
turn. Yeah, it went really well. It was because it was a pre-written, I don't have the same level of connection to it. It was like, oh yay, and we're done. We've got to the end of this book. Whereas, my previous campaign, I'd put a lot of heart into that, and it was our creation. So, I had a lot more connection to it. Whereas this, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna miss those characters.
Yeah.
And I've even said if they want me to carry on the story in Savage Worlds, I will. But Pathfinder's done.
That's gotta be feeling good. I'm close. I'm close to finishing my current campaign, and I have mixed feelings. Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a look. Let's listen to these feelings.
So originally,
if only this were a discussion podcast, Atlas.
If only. No, gaming's been great. It's actually really funny because for those who know, I know you know, but for anyone who's listening for the first time, watching for the first time, a friend of our show, Connell, my real life best friend, Connell, is my GM, but also my co-GM. So like we share the same table. We alternate weeks on when we GM for the same people. So sometimes he's my player, sometimes he's my GM, and vice versa. Last week he ran game and it was amazing. It was emotionally like traumatic. It was fantastic. It was really, really good, morally great decision area where we were faced off with a troll that we either turned into the arena and gained access to a main plot point. And in the arena, he'd basically fight until he was, put down, or turn him over to basically the rebellion, who they would then torture him in order to get like power from him to build an army to fight the bad guys. So it was a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
And we ended up letting the troll make the decision, which he was like, really, there's no choice. I'm like, yeah, bro, I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Yeah.
So that was rough. And then tonight, I run my game and we're at the pinnacle. Like they've discovered the big secrets. Now it's just basically coming up facing all the big bad evil guys. It's very Tolkien-esque style. And the fact that there's been this long journey, there's been all this NPC play work, there's been these little side quests and small like character building stories, and now it's all coming to a head. So they're marching on the kingdom, they're facing armies, they've already like faced down one big bad evil guy, the big general. So now one player is going to face off his dad and his army.
Yeah.
And they have like a religious figure and everything. And originally I was gonna be like, okay, we're done. Like the campaign's done, moving on to a new story. And then I had an idea, and one of my players said something because I was like, yeah, we're gonna do like a mini household game, and then I'll come up with something else, and I'm probably gonna do this and this. And literally their reaction was like, oh. I was like, oh? They're like, I didn't think the campaign was close to being done. Like, y'all figured out all the secrets. What do you mean you didn't think it was gonna be done? Like, yeah, but what happens afterwards? And I'm like, what? I've never been asked that. So I was kind of like, okay, so here's my new plan. And so far, all my players except 2 are on board. That's because the other 2 don't know about it yet. And I'm going to talk to them and see if they're game for it. But I'm still going to do my mini household game. I'm going to do household. I'm going to do that, get that out in the air. But then I'm going to return to the same unit, the same game, the same world, but it's going to be like the next generation after the land has healed,
Mm.
the kingdom is pulled back together, and the rebuild has started, and how their characters approach that situation as like their characters were the ones in the history and the lore that they'll be learning about. And everyone's on board for it. They're really excited and love the idea. So I am super excited. But it is one of those weird things where I was like, okay, whew, I'm finished,
Yeah.
but now I'm not, and I'm like, I
Mm.
don't know how I feel about that. Like, yay, the players are invested and they want to know what happens next. But the other part, I'm going, did I do good, or is this a comfort zone thing? I can't tell. Like, I'm still gonna
I
do like
think
a palate cleanser, but
no, I think it is something that creeps up on people.
yeah.
I had it in my homebrew where they were level 20 or
Oh,
level 19 about to hit 20, and I went, right, we've got about 4 sessions left, and they went, what? Like, well,
oh,
where do you want to go after this? You guys
yeah,
are heading towards a final confrontation. Where the fuck, what do you want me to do after this? So
yes.
I did have an idea for like a follow-up campaign,
Oh,
which I haven't progressed on because I was kind of trying to choose a system, but it's going to be,
sure.
if I do it, it'll be Savage Worlds.
Yeah, I
But
love
there
me
was
some
a
Savage
point in the
Worlds.
story where the paladin made a choice,
Mm.
and it was one of these choices where it would change the campaign entirely.
Oh, I love those.
So, so it was a case of they had the artifact that the bad guys were looking for,
Hmm.
and his choice was either we run with the artifact or I throw it at them and then we escape. They chose to run with the artifact, which led to
Okay.
the story. But had they have given them the artifact, then the bad guys would have effectively won.
Oh.
So I had a what if
Hmm.
scenario in mind. And I'd kind of originally planned it out for Pathfinder, but looking at it, it's like, yeah, I can do that in Savage
Mm.
Worlds much easier
Yeah.
because it would be, instead of trying to prevent the world from an apocalypse, it would be
Uh-huh.
trying to survive in a post-apocalyptic world.
Yes. Yes. I love that. That's how my first season is what I'm going to call it of this campaign started. Is it was post-apocalyptic, like people trying to survive, the world is dead. And now it's basically like, oh, the world's been brought back to life. And I'm actually doing something as a treat for my players because they worked so hard. They really did. Like they're really good at like balancing character and stats that
Hmm.
I think they're level 6 or level 7 right now. Instead of starting over for the new characters, I'm gonna have like their current characters be the ones that sent their current characters into the world.
Okay.
And they get to keep their level status. So like when they build their new characters, they're gonna build them at like 8 or 9 or whatever.
Hmm.
Because I don't know, it's fun. And that way, it's not like, oh, I'm a nobody starting off in what. Like, no, they are somebody. You are starting off
Hmm.
as somebody. Um, so that's gonna be fun. But
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
I just have weird feelings about it. I don't know. I wasn't expecting it, I think is the thing. And I'm one of those people where I have like 5 exit points planned, and when none of those exit points work, it's like, "Oh, wait, what?"
No, but I mean, if they're happy playing it,
Exactly.
but you've also got to be happy to run that.
I am. I am done. I don't wanna say done, but, like, I'm done with the storyline because it's like, it's done. Like, they've
Yeah.
figured out it's at this point, it's just them role playing out the ending. So I'm ready to put that to rest. But the new storyline will be fun too because 'cause I'm also gonna try a new style that I think will work better for them as
Okay.
players. Because that's my thing. I'm always looking to, like, better myself. I am not one to be like, "I GM this way, and it's the best way." No, like, I'll
I
always be like,
mean,
"Oh, that was interesting. I wanna try that." Like
no, I mean that's it. I think you develop your own style over
Yeah.
time,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
kind of integrate bits here and there that you pick up and just kind
Mhm.
of go, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to see if I can make that work." And
Yeah.
after however many years, you find your own voice, like any sort of art form. You
Mhm.
find your own voice.
Yeah, like, fantasy feet pics.
Hey, if that's your voice, that is your voice.
It
So
is
let us
not
know if
my
you
voice.
guys want to see more fantasy feet pics. We've seen the orcs.
$10 per PDF.
There we go, $10.
$50 if you want a custom. Just throwing it out there.
All right, let's, give me your link. Give me your link. I'm going to put it out on the thing so people can. Yes. Atlas like the Titan, Ursa like the bear, everybody.
Yeah, just no. I am not advertising under that name. Hell no.
For your fantasy, or for all your fantasy feet pick needs, Atlas.
I guess. Fantasy feet pick adventures? No, let's not.
Needs.
No,
needs. These are a need for people.
Are they? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. These are a need for some people.
Also, first time listeners and viewers, I'm not actually doing the feet picks. I'm just drawing them. Okay. Also, I don't. That's not. Just make sure that's very clear. Like they are digital drawings.
Hey, you have a market there, and the fact that you're not. Pardon the pun, tapping it.
Listen, I'm gonna tap it. I just have to have time to set it up. Because here's the problem. Okay, you ready for this? I started to tap it. I was tapping into it. I was just gonna on the side, just gonna let it sit there and rest. The problem is, for me to keep it like anonymous, like I use PayPal for a lot of my like commission work stuff. PayPal only lets you have like one account that's like anonymous, basically. I'd have to put my personal stuff in there, and I'm like, I don't think I want to be associated with that.
Yeah, but I mean, you can like set up a Ko-fi account.
Yeah, but you still have to link it, don't you?
You can link it via Stripe. You have a business seed, or you can link it to your PayPal.
See, that's the problem. I don't want to link it to it. Maybe I can just set up a Stripe.
And if someone knows it's you doing them, who gives a fuck?
I give a fuck. I
Why?
don't trust, because I have had personal experience of certain types of people on the internet coming at me, no pun intended, in regards to like.
That was a good one.
I give up.
That was
hot in here. Where's my AC remote? How do I turn this on higher?
That was a really good one. Yeah, they're coming at you thick and fast.
Oh man, I just have a TikTok account. I'm gonna leave it at that. And there's a reason I don't cosplay it on it much anymore.
That's fair. So yeah, fantasy feet picks.
Yeah,
Atlas, or should I say, Atlas?
Stop it.
What pseudonym are you going under?
It's just fantasy feet picks. It literally is just fantasy feet. Although I have an orc one, an orc in a field with a flower. It's very pretty.
That is I mean,
yeah.
Jokes aside and the kink aside, it's a really good fucking picture.
It is. And then I also did. I haven't shown anybody. Well, I mean, like I've shown people that I know, but it's not on the interwebs yet. I did like a mer person, like a finned foot one.
Oh,
like
interesting.
It's rainbow fish, so it's like multicolor. It's really pretty. And then I have a fairy. Curly. This is not going to be my legacy.
I have a new toy. I like it.
He goes, or Footacy. There we go.
I like my new toy.
Tell you what, Curly, just in honor of you, the next one I do will be superhero themed. Okay? There we go.
That'll be a good one.
Can you do that? But...
Can you tell which superhero it is from their feet?
Oh, easily. Oh, not their feet, but their boots. I was thinking like if the boots are on the floor next to them. Yeah.
Yeah, but you just do the feet.
That's really hard. How are you gonna?
I don't know. Just do some dead parents in the background, and you know it's Batman.
Oh my gosh!
I don't.
Wow.
I don't see there's anything wrong with that.
Right. Of course not. There's nothing wrong with it. But speaking of major titles, I tried. That's a bad
shoehorn segue there.
I tried. Shall we do our question of the week?
Let's do our question of the week.
All right. So I was gone last week, so I didn't go over last week's, but I'm sure it was lovely and wonderful.
Yeah, I read them out. And because Justin was having sort of issues, I read them out on my own and went, right, okay.
No.
So, unfortunately, it was a day of technical glitches last week.
It happens. It happens. It's okay. We do our best. We move on. Right.
All right. Okay. So this week's question.
Yes. Go read my question.
Okay. Have you added it today?
Yeah. I have.
All right.
I'm on top of the ball, John. I am. Come on.
You are on top of all the balls. Okay.
Fucking hell.
All right, so Atlas's question of the week was: have you ever taken a show, episode, or movie as inspiration for a session or one shot? What was the source of inspiration? How did you tweak it, and how did it go?
Dun, da, da, da. And we
Fantastic.
got quite a few answers. They're not super in depth. Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Hmm.
Some of them don't need answers. Some of them are just super like, oh yeah, no, I get that. So the first one to answer, Constant Connell, I ran a special Halloween one-shot of Mutants and Masterminds where the players were all second-gen movie monsters being hunted by knockoff supernatural Winchesters. Does that count? Yes, it counts.
100% it
It
fucking
was
counts.
it was like the best because I was in that. I played Jekyll and Hyde. Well, their great granddaughter or something like that. I don't know. It was it was one of the best one shots I've ever been in. It was so much fun. The Winchesters were girls. It was very Scooby Doo esque until it suddenly got super gory, and then it was Dark Universe esque. It was so much fun. I really need that. That might need to be our like Halloween tradition. So I'm telling you now, Connell, if you're paying attention and listening, get ready for game 2 this Halloween because I want it. Thank you. Okay.
Nice. All right, do you want me to read the next one?
Yeah, let's do every other.
All right, so from our friend Darth Oldius, I stole so much of Tombstone from my Ciudad Juarez campaign. That's it. That's all the information we get for that
It
one.
is, and to be honest, that's all you need. Because Tombstone is. I mean, have you seen Tombstone?
Never seen Tombstone.
I
Never seen Tombstone.
feel like I need to put you in the timeout corner.
Okay, if
Just
that's
saying.
a thing, I don't know.
It's Tombstone.
So,
You got to watch Tombstone, if only for You got to watch Tombstone.
if
Why
only
is my
for
mouse
something.
not? My mouse isn't scrolling down. Wrong computer.
All right.
Technical difficulties, y'all. Okay. I don't know if this is me Ewanstone or Mewenstone, but whoever you are, Mewenstone is
Or
one
is
with a
it me
W.
want stone?
Oh,
Me want stone.
yeah, but there's no T before the.
But
I
it's
don't know.
just, it's, well,
Correct us. Tell us how to pronounce your name. Mewanstone. I did a session of Japanese TTRPG Sword World where the gang fight the cast of Thomas the Tank Engine. That was the session where our sorcerer rolled well enough to score a 5 times critical lightning bolt. Great fun. Oh, we didn't follow the plot though, unless there's an episode of that show where the train gets dismantled by murder hobos.
I'd have to check it out.
I'm not a huge Thomas Tank fan, so I wouldn't know.
I'd
But
have to check it out.
Here's my thing. I at first like my gut Atlas reaction, my voice of reason, my center of goodness is like, no, why would you do that? That's a kid's show. But the Atlas that had nightmares of Thomas the Tank as a kid growing up is like, yeah, murder hobo that fucker. Like I
Can you
hated
go
it.
into that? Why would you have
I
nightmares
don't
from
know.
Thomas the Tank
It was his
Engine?
face. It was his face. I never watched it as a kid. Like I never watched Thomas the Tank. I never had a toy. It was never a thing in my household growing up. I saw a toy in a nursery that I was in during like a babysitting session where I was a little kid. I saw Thomas the Tank toy and I was like, "What is that?" And so I was like, "Oh, it's Thomas the Tank." And then they put it up on like the TV in the nursery. And ever since that day, like as a little child, obviously I stopped growing, and grew up. But like his face, something about his face really messed with me. Like and, like anything in my nightmares would have that face, and I'm like, no, this is. Like, it's just like I don't know. It's like the puppy, like I don't know. It's bad. Nope.
All right. Okay, so clearly a dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Says I lift ideas all the time, but my favorite example was from a specific scene in Kingsman.
Good movie.
The bit in the church with savage violence with music that doesn't quite fit the mood made me laugh uncontrollably. I used that premise for a pulp-style Christmas one-shot a few years back. The party were going to attack a Nazi stronghold run by Krampus. When the time came, I've just scrolled past it. Sorry. When the time came, I played All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. They proceeded to drop grenades, strongman punch through people, etc. All while, and then it kind of tapers off.
Oh no! Hang on, did it taper? Hang on. I'm on my original post. Give me a second.
All right, no worries.
All while, it's the anticipation. Just hold
Yeah,
on, y'all.
exactly. I'm on the edge of my seat.
punch all, etc.
That you want to
There
carry
we
on with
go.
the
Got
all
it. Got it.
right.
Got it. Dozens and dozens of fascists got decimated. I've never seen a table laugh and have more fun in my life. It culminated them trapping Nazi elves and Krampus in glorious bastard style while they set the building on fire and bunkered down with machine guns. Additional side note, the song played on a loop for well over an hour and somehow the joke never got old.
Nice. That's a
I
good
love
one.
everything about that. I love that. I'm sorry. Like literally everything. The Christmas theme, the Nazi stuff, all of that is good. And Glorious Bastards is a good movie too. It's really good. But Kingsman is so good. I love Kingsman. The
Oh
music.
yeah, that's a
I was
quality
gonna ask
film.
if you've seen that because that's a solid one.
Hmm.
Um,
All right, do you want to do the next one?
yes, I'm getting back to the proper wrong keyboard. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm struggle bussing. Okay, the next one. From our dear friend Corey Painter, who's also in the chat. Hey Corey. So when we complete a season, we do a non-canonical wildcard episode. I did a video game one that incorporated Pac-Man, NES Mario, and more. I did one that jumped into different realms, Lord of the Rings, Evil Dead, bunch more. I did one that had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show up. Some were more involved than others, like drawing a map for myself of the Pac-Man board and the first Mario level. If players got one of the power pills in Pac-Man, the walls dropped and they could damage the ghosts that were hunting them down. I almost forgot I ran a game of Dread in a Love is Blind setting. I wrote a whole story how it became a survival horror for my wife and her sister. It was a total blast.
Corey's got some fucking good ideas, man.
Here's the deal, Corey. Like, we need to sit down and you need to run a game.
Yeah, you need to run a game for us, man.
That's so like that's my level of what the fuck in a good way.
We like that. We do
we
like
like that. That's good. That's really good. I
All
love
right.
it.
So Night Viper ID says multiple times, I've done the Resident Evil and Silent Hill one-shots, actually turned Silent Hill into its own mini campaign using Cult, which was a blast.
That is
Never played Cult.
I haven't either.
No, that's one on. I'm gonna add that to my list of things I need to play.
That is on a list of things. I
Hmm.
don't know if that's like I'm super distracted right now because some of our followers are sending me Thomas the Tank gifs now. Anyways.
Well, I mean, you just set yourself up for that one.
I did. I really did. It's fucked up too. Like y'all messed up. Rude. No, I don't actually think like I haven't Resident Evil and Silent Hill. Okay, so here's my thing with Silent Hill. I would love to play a one-shot Silent Hill vibe because I grew up loving that series. Like everything about it. Like it's super creepy, but it's super like brain fuckery. Like
Yeah.
it's got really good lore. However, as an adult, we live at like we have a like our village has like a volunteer firefighter station for all emergencies. Right. And so like last night, for prime example, we had this nasty storm come through. Barns are on fire from lightning strikes. Things were flooded. People needed rescues from their housing. So like nonstop was the Silent Hill horn.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like, oh, it sounds similar. No, it's the exact same pitch. It's the same pitch. Like I've heard other towns' horns as I'm driving through them, and they're different. They're higher, they're lower, they're shorter. Ours, straight up like Silent Hill. So I don't sleep well because that.
No, I get
it. Yeah. I'm out to Slayer, but do you know her?
Hey.
I started working a campaign based on my favorite podcast, King Falls AM. I was going to work in Broken Sending Stones that would just broadcast select portions of the podcast so they could get context on what they were looking for and stuff. I kind of like that. I really like interactive games where it's like, oh, I'm going to do this thing on the side that the players get to like interact with and decode whatever. I can't do it with my players. I think they would not have the attention span for it, to be honest. No. And not in a bad way. Like they are very focused and like, let's do it now. Let's do it now. So if I told them like, yeah, you got to go decode that thing that I sent last week, they're going to be like, what thing did you send last week? Right. But yeah. And that's it on my end. I don't know if you got any on your
I
end.
do, but it hasn't translated to Trello as I expected it to. So
I thought you were about to say it didn't translate into English. Like, do it in Spanish. Do it if you're bad.
No, because it is from Couch. So it's going to be in English.
We love Couch.
But I just need to find it. Okay.
Now, he's proper English, right?
No.
I thought he learned proper English. He's like, yeah, my mom taught me proper English, like Northern
Oh,
English.
yeah, he speaks English.
Okay.
What more do you?
Well,
Anyway,
I'm trying to learn different dialects of English because like I can now tell the difference between like I think South London or South
he speaks closer to what would be considered the Queen's English than a lot
that
of people
that's what I was
around
thinking.
this part of the country,
Okay,
and
gotcha.
certainly more than me.
I'm
But
trying to be culturally aware. I'm not just saying that
it's
person's
it,
English.
it is appreciated. All right, so Couch says a couple of times. First of all, Monster of the Week, where he ran myself and a friend through Monster of the Week episode, which was based on Supernatural. He tweaked some
Oh,
of the
good.
research that had to be done for the confrontation. He also added an extra twist at the end that led on for future episodes. It went well, everyone had a laugh, and Supernatural lends itself to the Monster of the Week format, which makes sense because the game is based on those sort of
Yeah.
shows, whether
Yeah.
it's Supernatural, Buffy, Fringe, all of that. And then a more of a game inspired one, Fabula. It was a tweaked version of the bombing mission from Final Fantasy
Oh.
VII. I ran it for the recorded version we played for the podcast. We did it on this very show. It was tweaked to be a modified version of the press start with a higher techno fantasy approach. So I smashed the ideas presented in the Midgar missions together to make a high energy one shot, which taught everyone how to play. He thinks it went well, but we'd have to ask you, Atlas,
Why are we asking?
because you played in the fucking
I
thing.
know, but like it went well. Like you don't have to ask me. It went well. Like, I don't like being put on the spot to judge other people's games. Like
You can have an opinion.
no, like everything Couch has run has been great. Like
Mm.
honestly, I have not had a Couch. I mean, like we've only done I think 2 or 3 of his games, but
Yeah, a
like
couple.
but it's never been like, oh, I've got to go do that game. Like if
Yeah.
Couch is running it, I'm game. He's such a good like again, different GMs have different styles, but Couch is one of those GMs where he could come at me with a game I've never played or it sounds horrendously horrible and
Yeah.
awful. Like I don't know, sorting socks of the TTRPG games, and I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Like okay, let's go. Couch is gonna make it interesting somehow. But no, it was a good game. It was really, really good.
So, how about you? Answer your own question.
I haven't yet. I
Mhm.
haven't yet, but the reason you're gonna laugh. The reason that this came up is because every now and then I'll watch something or I'll read something or game something, and in my brain I'm like, man, I really want to play that. Like I want to be in this media. Like I want to be in that
Yeah.
situation. Like what would I do? Um, so I was watching Sinners,
Okay.
and I loved. I don't want to give it away for people who haven't seen it. So no spoilers. I am very strong about that. I'm serious, John, because I know there are people in the chat that haven't seen it. Um, it's so
I haven't
good.
seen it either.
Oh, okay. Well,
You're
then we're
not going
good.
to get any fucking
It's so
spoilers
good.
from
It's
me.
so good. It was fresh. It had so many layers. Like
Yeah.
I watched it and I picked up on so many things and I'm like, wow, like they went deep with like the research and the lore. I grew up in the South for anyone who not knows, for anyone who doesn't know. So like there's things like Southern things that I'm like, oh, they touched base on that. Um, and then I went watched it again, and the second time I watched through, I was like, how did I miss this? Like it's
Yeah.
just it's so good. Um, and some people are probably going, "Oh, so play Vampire the Masquerade." I'm like, "No, because it's a completely different vibe.
Yeah.
Like it's not a like posh like, well, I'm a vampire. No, like it's not. In that my brain, they are in that movie put in a situation where I'm like, I think I know how I'd like
Yeah.
I think I know how to dress, but I'm going, how would I man, that would be so fun to run through. So now I'm sitting there going, I might make a Sinners like situation in a game.
Yeah.
And because I'm very, very curious how like my friends would react in certain situations and like how they would think and process through things. Well, that's where the question came up, is because I was watching that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to do that. I'm like, wait, do other people do this? Like, am I the only one?
As for me, I've multiple occasions I've like kind of lifted. There are a couple that spring to mind as like glaring ones.
Yeah.
One of them was I ran my players through a short sort of part of the larger campaign, but I ran them through something that I'd seen on a pod or heard on a podcast, should I say? Which is the Adventure Zone. I was a big fan of the
Oh,
Adventure
yeah.
Zone,
Mhm.
and they did a part of the Adventure Zone called the 12th Hour, and there
That
are
seems vaguely familiar.
the players are stuck in a town, and it's very much a Groundhog Day
Oh,
scenario where they have an hour to kind of do
yeah.
things before the entire town gets destroyed.
Mhm.
And so I ran that, and that they had a ton of fun with it.
Mm.
The other one I did, it was for a friend and his partner wanted to try getting into role playing games, and they asked me to run a one shot for them, and it was around Christmas time. So I basically ran them through a version of Home Alone
Oh!
where they were the thieves.
Oh, okay.
They were the thieves, and they were trying to break into
I
this
love
house
that.
and getting outwitted by this little
That's fantastic.
piece of shit.
That is absolutely
So
fantastic.
they were the
That's
big
good.
ones for me.
That's good. I know that, like, a lot of people feel gypped if a character is built solely, based off another character. Like,
Mm.
so for example, actually, since we talked about Couch's game. I played a essentially a brawler. I don't remember that's their technical name, but we were joking about how we built her like Tifa
Yeah.
from Final Fantasy. I took that as a theme. I was like, okay, my girl Tifa, like I can rock with that, and I made
Yeah.
a completely different character. And it was really funny because most people are like, oh, it's Jinx, and I'm like, not my intention. Like
Yeah.
she's like, but okay. But I know that some people will be like, literally to the aesthetic, to storyline, I am playing this character.
Mm.
And I know that there's like mixed feelings on that, and that's not where I'm going with this. But like, I wondered if that was a thing people had for stories, because I've had people react very strongly about like, oh, you just basically ran them through a movie of, I don't know, name a movie, Lord of the Rings. Okay, like,
Lord
oh,
of the There you go.
you just ran Lord of the Rings for them, and like, part of me wants to be like, okay, yeah, be a little creative. But the other part of me is like, how is that any different from buying a book, like buying an actual like story that's been
Mm.
written for a game? You know, like,
There's nothing wrong with it.
yeah,
It is a level of fucking snobbery,
yeah,
and you've got to remember that nearly everything there are few original, like
yeah,
100% original stories
yeah.
that come out nowadays,
Oh yeah,
whether
no,
it's in this hobby, whether it's in media, whether
just
it's
in the world.
every time you watch a movie, there's going to be tropes that are going to remind you of other movies.
Politics keep redoing history. Like,
Yeah.
not going to get into that, but like,
Yeah, so honestly, don't worry about it. I mean, one of the criticisms
yeah.
that I had with one of my characters, a character that you have a lot of love for, was they were very reminiscent of a character on TV. I'm talking about Liberator.
Oh, well, no, I knew that. I was trying to figure out who the hell, but I think I know
That
who.
out of
I think I know
the
who.
boys, I don't watch it.
Yeah, yeah. What's his face?
Yeah, and my
Yeah,
argument was, meh, on a superficial level, they do resemble each other,
yeah, but
but there is a huge difference that
yeah.
hasn't quite come out in that game yet.
Okay.
It might come out if we get back to playing it. I would love to get back to playing it,
I
Connell.
know, we need to finish that. Where's Couch? Get Couch.
Yeah, Couch and Connell.
We
Let's
need
get them.
Couch.
Let's get the band back
Connell's
together.
easy.
Even if we don't record it, let's just fucking play again.
Let's go. I need to finish that. Halo needs to kill it. I mean,
Hmm.
someone needs to deal with Liberator.
But yeah, so there was a lot of, I won't say criticism, but there was a lot of, oh, that's where you got the idea. It's like, well, no, I didn't.
Curly's asking Soldier Boy. No, it's not Soldier Boy. I know
It's
Soldier Boy.
it's
not
the
Soldier Boy. It's the other
Superman.
one. It's the blonde America dude. What is his name?
I have no idea.
Oh, hang on.
I have no idea because I don't watch The Boys.
It's the guy with the flag, the murder hobo like narcissist. That's actually a really good title for it. What is his name?
I have no idea. I don't watch the show. I don't.
Homelander.
That's the one. I'm not a massive fan of the show, so I can't be bothered
I
watching it.
I Uh,
You do
I
something.
here's the thing. I love the concept. Like
Yeah.
the reality of like superheroes in real life, especially in today's day and age in politics. I love the approach. I love the storyline.
I think it's too much. I think personally, I've watched it and it seems to me like they're trying to entertain a teenager.
It and like
It's like, ah, can't be fucked.
the argument is made that like the comics are like that. It's supposed to be over the top gory in your face. And I'm
Yeah,
like, and
I
that's
get it.
fine. That's totally fine. Like you that if that is your thing, that is your thing. It's not my thing. Like if I watch gore,
Mm,
like I'm not against gore. I actually very much so very enjoy gore.
mm.
This might tap into a little bit of trauma. Someone can assess me if they want to. When I
Two
was in
Shades of
middle
Atlas.
school, yeah, when I was in middle school or high school, the show came out.
Okay.
It's the
We've
guy Silence of the Lambs character. What is his name?
okay, Hannibal Lecter.
Thank you. It was the teenage version story of him growing
Yeah.
up, right?
Yeah, I
And
know what you
there's
mean. Yeah.
yeah, and there's this scene where it's like his first kill, and it's in defense, like not of himself, but he's on a boat, and he basically approaches this butcher man character
Mm.
who was speaking inappropriately to his Asian lady friend, and in defense of her, he murders this character.
Yeah.
I don't know what about that scene happened, but like what wires got across my brain every time I watched that scene. Like it was such a dopamine or a serotonin dump. I could
Mm.
be having a bad day. I'd pop that scene in, and then I was like, okay. So like gore's never bothered me. It does
Yeah.
the opposite sometimes. But there's just something about that show that if it feels to me. And again, if it is your jam, if you are for it, you go to good for you. I'm not dissing it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it
No.
shouldn't be gory. But for me, it feels like that pick me girl where it's like, or not even that, but like it's just when someone is trying too hard. Sometimes I just feel like they're trying to be gory for the shock effect. And
Yeah.
for me, it's like people do that to me in real life. They'll tell me a story and then they drop something as like, and they wait for me to respond. And I'm like, I'm not.
For me, it was. I mean, pretty much in line with yourself. It
hmm
is it because yes, I get it. I get it's tongue in cheek, and I get
Yeah.
the intent,
Yeah.
and I'm not afraid of gore or anything like that. But at the same time, it when that becomes the sort of sole purpose of the show,
Yeah.
and then the story comes after.
hmm
It's like I'm not a
Well,
teenager. I
that's
don't need entertaining like that.
yeah, and that's the same thing for me in horror movies. I love
Mm,
horror movies. Slashers I have to be in the mood for because it's like they put gore in front of story, and I want story.
yeah,
Although speaking of story, Corey just made something in the chat. I will say it's hard because everything has been pretty much done. Something can always reference something or be based on something. The only thing that matters is making it yours.
yeah,
Um,
100%.
I love that.
And Claude agrees, 100%.
And Cloud agrees. Everybody agrees. Make it your own. Make it your own. So yeah, I'm gonna run a Sinners thing.
Yeah, you should.
Um,
You
I
should.
don't know
If
if I'm gonna use vampire. I don't know if I'm gonna use vampires, but
mm,
the situation they were put in, I'm going to use because it was really good.
yeah,
So
tropes are tropes for a reason
yeah, hmm
because they work.
yeah,
And it is. There's no harm in borrowing. There's no harm in completely
hmm
lifting and filing off serial numbers.
yeah. There's this thing too. I'm an artist. Obviously, people didn't
You
know.
are,
Now you know.
yes.
I'm an
You
artist.
do feet pics.
I d- I might occasionally. Anyways,
Sorry. Another artist does feet pics.
yeah, artist formerly known as a.
Somebody. Oh, who was that masked woman drawing feet?
Um, Connell says he disagrees just to be contrary. Don't. I have a player that's doing that. Connell, I will. Anyways, okay. What was I saying? Fuck. Oh, art. Yeah. So
Yes, art.
in concept design, like when you were doing the bare stages of landscape concept design, there's this thing called photo mashing
Hmm.
where you clip pieces of landscape and how they apply to situations. You smack them together on a board and then you draw your own thing in relation to what you just smashed together. And a lot of people have like, oh my gosh, you're not making it yourself. I'm like, yeah, you are. Like, you're just
I
like,
I once saw one of these YouTube videos, just a random. This is how you do this because I don't know what I think I was looking to design a cityscape, and I've got no
mm-hmm,
artistic talent, so
mm-hmm,
I would have to rely on tricks and Photoshop and all that.
Mhm.
And what someone did, they actually got a picture of London and started cutting bits and
Yeah.
adding it and moving stuff around, and they create this phenomenal cyberpunk sort of
Love that.
cityscape, and it was absolutely glorious. So yeah, fucking
Yeah.
do it.
One of my very first like TTRPG pictures that I did wasn't even for a game that exists. It's for a game that I'm like building. And I needed a city in the desert. Like I can do the desert. That's easy. But trying to figure out my brain of how like a mainly green and glass city would look in a desert, my brain couldn't. So I just started scrapping pieces of cities that had that same vibe, slapped it onto my drawing, and I was like, "Oh," and then I drew. And I'm
Yeah.
going like slap it. Put it together and slap it.
Slap it. That's good. That's good. It doesn't beat Two Shades of Atlas for a title.
Come on.
You
I
tried. I will give you look, props for trying.
I
Slap
tried.
it is good.
Put it together
But
and slap it. You gotta put it together first.
you see, you lose it when you do put it together and slap.
No, you
Slap
don't
it would have
lose
worked.
it.
But yeah,
That's such a dude thing to say. Like you lose it when you give it instructions. You have to read the instructions sometimes, John.
no, you don't. I don't need a map.
I don't need pictures.
I don't need a map. I don't need instructions.
Okay, but when you can't put your IKEA thing together, don't come crying to me.
Hey, fuck you. I'm good at doing those.
Oh, please. Do you even have an IKEA over there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's closer to us than it is to you, right?
Is it really?
IKEA's Swedish.
Oh.
Sweden's in Europe.
Like I don't know where things come from. Actually, I just found a barbecue place that made I legit almost cried 3 times eating dinner last night.
Nice.
Because I moved up here to upstate New York. And again, I'm Southern by like nature.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody keeps going like, "Oh, you should try this barbecue. It's so good." And I eat their barbecue up here and it's not. It is for people up here, but like it is northern barbecue. It has a very vinegary, sweet taste to it. That's not my jam. I like smoky mesquite, strong barbecue taste. So I found this like franchise. It's not like a hole in the wall mom and pop shop. It's a franchise place, but I found it. Never had it before. And then I found out it originated in Dallas, Texas. And I was excited. I tried to get my hopes up, but as I'm eating, my eyes are watering up, and I'm like, "It's so good." It's so good. It was so good. It was yummy. I don't know what we were talking about, but
well, we were talking about but actually, now that you mentioned food places, we've just had a Popeyes open in town. All right, I know they've been in the UK for some time, but one opened in town.
Did you get anything?
Yeah, I thought, fuck it.
Did you get the spicy?
I'll try it. I got some spice on it. Of course I did. I'm a Spaniard.
Good. You have to.
But so I bought it and just kind of went. This is when I actually had the product in my hand. I opened it up and I looked and went, it's just going to be another KFC knockoff. Holy fuck!
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah, I did.
No.
I was wrong though. I will admit I
told you.
I will 100% admit the error of my ways. I even messaged my partner going, "This is fucking dangerous." Because it is. Yeah. This is so dangerous for me.
Yeah, I understand KFC is good. Like people like KFC. You're allowed to like KFC. But me, Popeyes where it's at. Like if there is any like there's a Popeyes 30-40 minutes away from me, and then there's like a KFC and a Chick-fil-A around here somewhere, I will take that 40-minute drive to go get Popeyes.
It is.
I can't.
We're not sponsored
flavor.
by them, but if I could pull that off, I would be fucking thrilled.
I would eat Popeyes on every single show if they were like, "Hey," I'd be like, "Yeah, we'll turn it into a mukbang." Here we go.
I'm trying to do that for the past fucking 10 minutes.
Oh, it's almost like you need instructions to figure out how to do it.
No, I don't need instructions. I just barrel through, motherfucker.
Again, I feel very, very, very bad for your lady.
She's still with me.
That's fair.
She's had plenty of chances to leave, and she has chosen not to.
Well, hey, the alphabet works for the alphabet works.
There we go.
But no, I love all things Southern, and actually, Curly said in the chat there's a legit Cajun food place in Olympia, Washington. I'll have to go and
Okay.
check it. That's my seasoning. Like I grew
Mm.
up with either like and there's a difference between Creole and Cajun. I'm not going to get into that. It's not a historical lesson. But I grew up with Cajun seasoning and I grew up with Southwestern seasoning.
Yeah.
Not and I will make this as a very difference, not Mexican seasoning, because I can't figure like I can throw as much cumin in something as possible and it still doesn't taste right.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Um but Southwestern like vibes.
Mm.
So that's my seasoning. That's when I cook. That is what I cook. Like I was just
Yeah.
talking for Father's Day. Is like I kind of like miss my dad and I feel sad. And I was gonna make I was gonna make like hot honey fried chicken breasts over cheesy grits and
Sounds good.
some like Louisiana voodoo fries. And poor Connell, I'm telling him this, and he's like, "So what time did I come over?" It's like, no, no, this is for me. But yeah, I ended up not cooking it because I was too lazy and tired.
But I think, I mean, on the topic of food, which is far removed from what we actually talk about on
No,
this
no,
show.
no, 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 because we always talk about food in game. You have to
We
have
always talk
one with
about
the
food in
other.
game.
Huh.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna chuck a Popeyes in my next game. Problem solved. We now brought it back to TTRPGs. However, I do think it is pretty much time we called it for this
Is it really?
evening.
Holy
Yeah,
hell.
yeah, we're about hitting time. I didn't get a chance to talk about something that I found that I thought interesting. But I'm going to save it for next week. I'm going to save it for next week because we're still in Pride Month, and this very much
We are.
falls in line with that. So,
Is
yeah,
next week
next
still
week
Pride
we've
Month?
got to talk about it. Yeah,
I don't think it is.
I think it is.
Oh, it is. We're good. We got one more week. Good.
Told you.
Stay gay, my friends.
There we go. Yeah, I just want to thank everyone who joined us in the chat. It's been entertaining as hell having you guys with us.
Yeah,
And
we love you, chat.
I now have new toys to play with, so that's fantastic.
I apparently have book art and chapters to make.
I also want to thank you, Atlas, for joining me this evening. If you want to tell people whereabouts on the interwebs they are able to find you.
Yeah, literally everywhere except the other place. Threads, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok. I have a Discord where that's my home base. If I'm not posting on social media, in all of my links, go join my Discord and you have access to me all the time. I'm also in our Discord, which I'm sure you'll talk about. But yeah, Atlas like the Titan, Ursa like the bear. Just yeah, I hang out.
As for me, you can find me on most social media platforms except for one. Yeah, I'm either at Natural One, which is more me, as it were, but I'm also at Too Legit to Crit on Threads and on Instagram. That's more the show. We also have a Discord. Come and join us. Come and hang out with us. Come and be our friends, as we like to say on this show.
Will you like us on the playground?
Please like us. Please be our friends. We're very lonely.
I don't know about you. I'm
Also,
not lonely.
if you wanna support us financially, go buy some merch from our merch store. You can find everything at toolegit2crit.com. We also got a Ko-fi page. If you subscribe to the $3 a month, you can be part of our Traveler's Chalice, which is basically what helps shape the show going forward.
Mhm.
So, it will give you that ability to kind of go, hey guys, you know what you need on the show? This. And more often than not, we do listen to people.
We definitely listen. And if John doesn't listen, I will bug him until he does listen.
Yeah, I know. It's a pain in my ass. But most importantly of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who's taken time out of the busy day to listen to two idiots waffle on about tabletop role-playing games. Thank you very much. Good night.
Or good day. Or good morning.